Greetings from Florida. Today we're working on a Hyundai Elantra 2009 through 2012. This is the right front. The video is double sped up to make it a little faster to watch. So you've got one screw in the well there, Phillips, and one screw behind there. You take off that bezel that goes around the handle. Pops right off. Oh, I think I did take off that triangular side view mirror cover. And you just had to unplug the wiring harness to the switch. Not a big deal. Now, I had already been here, so I put the window up for the customer and they had to order the part. 3 Phillips screws hold the handle on. You are going to have to take that off. Before you take everything apart, hold it up. Make sure you get the right part. You don't want to take this all out and have the wrong part. That would be very disheartening. Now, the speaker is going to have to come out. So to get that, you're going to bash out the 4 posts inside the rivets, the mandrel, and then you're going to drill out the rivets. And you're going to replace it with self-tapping screws. Take off the cables. You're going to need to take off the cables from the handle. If you have any questions, please ask right here on YouTube, and I'll be glad to answer them for you. So all those clips are coming off. Just need a little prong tool. You could use a claw from a hammer. And you'll need to unplug the side view mirror. And I'll be taking off those 2 pink clips and putting them back onto the triangular side view mirror cover, the plastic cover. Next up, there's a round rubber circle on the side of the door. That comes off, and if I'm not mistaken, I think there's a 5/16 bolt, a small one, behind it. That comes off. Don't lose it, but that comes off. And then you're going to need to go ahead and pull out the handle and take off, I think they call it the escutcheon, I'm not even sure if I'm saying it right, but the triangular piece that would have covered where the button, where the key would be, which you don't have on that anyway. After you take that off, you're going to pull the handle towards you, straight back, and take it off. And then there's another 5/16 bolt that you're going to take off from there as well. And 10 millimeters all around. Those are all coming out. And take off the motor. If you need to get the window up, you can take the motor off, put the window up, and drill a, right there, I drilled a drill bit in to hold it in place until I had a chance to come back with a part. And you can't do any damage here because you're replacing that entire panel. Let's bring it down a little bit. And we can get loosen the 2 10 millimeter bolts that hold those clips to the glass. Now I'm drilling out the 4 rivets that hold the speaker to the panel. Do it carefully, you don't want to puncture the speaker, but you get the idea. You don't have to drill all the way through because the remaining rivet's going to stay inside that panel. And I don't know if I took out the latch yet. Looks like I did. 3 Torx 30 bolts hold the latch in place. So you'll need to take those 3 bolts out. Because you're going to remove everything. The whole metal panel, the latch, and the handle retainer, the plastic piece inside the door that the handle attaches to. all coming out. If you can do this, you can come work for us. And if you'd like me to do this for you, if you're in Tampa Bay or Sarasota, give me a heads up on YouTube, and I'll be glad to give you a call back. We can do this for you. Next, I don't think I'm showing you this at all, which is, I don't know, a little short-sighted of me. It's not the end of the world. I'm taking the 3 plastic prongs that are attached to the metal panel off of the latch assembly. So I can remove the latch assembly, and I'm going to remove those 2 cables that you see. And I'm going to unplug the wiring harness that goes to the door lock motor, to the latch assembly, because that's going to all come off. Got it. Cleaning out everything that's inside. Now this one, some of them come with that plastic prong, the 3-point prong on the new regulator, and some of them don't. Some of them, they throw that in the box and you have to attach it with self-tapping screws. What a beautiful day in Florida for middle of January. You should all move down to Florida. You'd love it down here. Weather's always great, no state income tax. Housing's gotten a bit expensive, but it's a nice state to live in. A lot of fun. So now I got a couple self-tapping screws. I want to say number 12 self-tapping screws. That was the size. That's the size you need. And do it from the back. Don't do it from the front, do it from the back so that they won't get in the way of anything that's going up and down. Now we're going to slide those cables back in, and it's important to line up the rubber grommets that go around the cables back through the metal panel properly. Otherwise, your door may not lock and unlock properly. You might have to go back inside it. Not a big deal. Just take your time. Maybe a little spray of WD-40 wouldn't hurt. Also, the up and down channels where the glass is, a quick spritz of WD-40 every 3 or 4 months will definitely make things easier on your regulator going up and down. And I don't know if you noticed this, but I did put the wire back to the latch. Make sure I plug the back in. Going to put in a few of the 10mm bolts just to hold the panel in place while I'm working. Again, if this was helpful for you, please like the video. That will help other people such as yourself who are trying to find this on YouTube to find this on YouTube. Okay, now, not shown, I'm lining up the plastic carrier that the handle goes on. The metal handle goes on this, or the plastic handle goes on this plastic carrier. I'm lining it back up on the outside of the door. Not very difficult, not that complicated. Shouldn't have any problem with that. There's a couple models where it is more complicated because you've got some electronics in there where when you walk near the car, it opens by itself. So that does become a bit of an issue, but on this one, it's not. You got the 3 bolts, the Torx 30 bolts that go into the latch. Shouldn't have any problem there. Don't strip anything, but it should be pretty easy. Putting the handle back on. And then to put on that keyhole cover, again, you don't have a key for the outside of this, but where that would be, there's a cover for it. To put that on, just pull the handle out, just like you're opening the door, and just pop it on. It's not a big deal. And then you've got that 5/16 bolt, which I'm looking for. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? I'll find it. Hang on. You get that 5/16 bolt, which I'm going to find any minute now. There you go. And that's going to go to hold that keyhole cover in place right there. And then put the black round rubber stopper over it, which I guess I didn't do yet, but I will. So then, before you put the glass onto the regulator, get the regulator clips to line up where you need them to be. You can either pull them up and down by hand, or you could put the motor on and use the, which I think is what I'm going to do. But what I'm getting at is, don't put the glass into the clips until you have the motor on, because otherwise you'll just push it down into the door. So make sure there's something stopping it. 3 10mm bolts. I went on the other side to put the key in. And I'm going to just plug in the harness to pull the regulator up to where or pull it down to where I can get the glass in. Then I'm going to unplug it. If you need to, a dab of lubricant on the rubber part of the clips makes it easier for the glass to slide in. I'm not sure. Yeah, there I do. A little bit of that right there. Slide the glass in. Looks like I did tighten them down. And you're going to put back those rubber covers. If you lose the covers, you can just put some tape over there. You don't need to worry about it, but as you wish. Speaker. Putting in the rest of the 10mm. And I just realized that I was going to have to drill that out a little bit more. Bosch tools, B-O-S-C-H, Bosch tools, unquestionably the best I've ever used. Best quality, long life, indestructible, great customer service, highly recommend them. I've used everything over the last 25 years and Bosch has been the best by far. There we go. I'm taking out those 2 push-on clips that go there and there. Again, if you have any questions, just ask right here on YouTube. I'll be glad to answer them. Don't forget to put the wires back onto the handle in the same place they were. And then you get the 3 Phillips screws. Plug in the switch. And I think you got the rest of it under control. So thank you for watching. Have a great week. Like the video. Take care. Bye.